At the edge of a quiet village, there was an old graveyard, the kind people only visited when they had to. The tombstones were worn down, their names nearly erased by time, their lessons long forgotten. But one grave stood apart from the rest. It was clean, simple, and for some reason, deeply unsettling. It had no name, just a single sentence carved into the stone. What you are today, I once was. What I am now, you will be. A young man named Aarav passed by this grave every single morning on his way to work. Aarav was ambitious, but also incredibly impatient and constantly angry at the world. He complained about his job, his parents, his lack of success. He truly believed that life owed him so much more than what he had. One evening, after another day filled with frustration, Aarav found himself standing in front of that nameless grave. The words on the stone felt heavier than usual. For the first time, he actually wondered, who is buried here? Just then, an old caretaker appeared, his lantern casting a warm glow, his eyes holding the wisdom of many years. "Do you know whose grave this is?" Aarav asked him. The caretaker offered a gentle smile. "It belongs to a man who spent his entire life waiting." Aarav was confused. Waiting for what? The old man's voice was soft. For the right time, the right opportunity, the right mood. He waited to properly love his family. He waited to chase his dreams. He waited to become kind. He waited to become brave. And then one day, time simply stopped waiting for him. Aarav felt a sudden chill run down his spine. The caretaker continued. He wasn't a poor man. He wasn't unlucky. He was just distracted. Distracted by his own excuses. That night Aarav couldn't sleep. The image of the grave and the caretaker's words replayed in his mind, and he came to a painful realization. He wasn't really afraid of death. He was afraid of living the wrong way, of wasting the life he had. The very next morning, Aarav started to change small things. He went to work with focus instead of complaint. He spoke to people with respect instead of anger. He started to act instead of just waiting. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Slowly but surely, his life began to transform. Not because the world around him had changed, but because he had. Years later, Aarav, now a content man at peace with himself, returned to that old graveyard. The nameless grave was still there, but it no longer felt unsettling or frightening to him. He looked at the inscription and whispered, "Thank you for the lesson," because that grave never taught him about death. It taught him how to truly live, before it was too late. The story is a powerful reminder for all of us. Life doesn't start someday in the future. Our dreams won't wait for us forever, and maybe the most powerful motivation we can have is remembering that time is the one precious thing we can never, ever earn back. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content like this. See you in the next one.